Hey guys, so welcome back. First of all, I hope you're all out there doing really, really well, staying safe, staying healthy and happy, and that everybody is okay. Today, I am going to be talking about my March favourites. It's March favourites time. I've really made an effort to do one of these every single month, and although this month feels like a bit of an odd one, if we're honest, I still wanted to share this with you, and I was kind of thinking about how to do this because honestly, I feel like myself and maybe all of us have really just been sticking to our essentials, things that we know that we love and that we use all the time. There's not been a great deal of new discoveries and things that I've been trying out because, you know, I just want to stick to my routines. But what I thought I'd do is kind of go through my working from home, being at home routine and the little extras and little luxuries that kind of enrich my day a bit, help me out. These are not necessities by any means, but you know, they're a little something nice that just adds something to my day and makes me feel good. So I'm going to kind of take you through these as I use them in order. So going from like waking up to the evening and all the little bits that are my favorite things to grab throughout the day. So to start off, first things first, most important, your morning coffee. Now, despite the fact that I am a well-known decaf drinker, I still cannot really, what's the right word here, get myself going without the coffee. I don't know if it is the trace amount of caffeine that is in decaf coffee. I don't know whether or not it's like the warm drink in the morning because I always drink my coffee hot, or whether it's just like the routine of it all and the placebo effect of drinking a coffee that's like, right, I'm awake now, I can start my day. So the most essential part of a morning coffee, as I'm sure we can all agree, is the correct mug choice. Now, there are moments when I have not been able to find the right mug. I've kind of picked out like a couple and just been really unsatisfied by my choices. So to me, the right mug in the morning is a very important step to getting you going. So I'm going to show you my favorite mug because that's where we are in this stage of YouTube channel content right now. But it's a great mug nonetheless. I've kind of been wanting to share this with you guys for a while. So this is from Urban Outfitters. I always find they do the best mugs. For some reason, their homeware is great. You know, they have quite a lot of niche things, but they just excel at mugs. And I actually kind of walked around London for quite a bit back a few months ago. I feel like that was even the last time I went properly into the city. And that seems like such a long time ago. But I really wanted to find the right one. I wanted to hold it in my hands and know that it was the good choice to make. So yes, this is what it looks like. It's kind of like a stoneware mug. That's one of the things that I had on my list that I knew I wanted. Something about these like stoneware ceramic mugs are just, you know, they're the things that I want to be drinking out of. And it's got these tiny little moons in it. It's like speckled on the inside too. And just the perfect shape and size for a morning coffee. So first things first in the day, I will pick my mug out of my cupboard and then I will go ahead and make my coffee. And this is the coffee that I'm drinking at the moment. It's from Grind. I have an espresso machine and I use the Nespresso pods. They're really great. They're fine. I've used the Starbucks ones. To me, there's not a great deal of difference, but it is a little bit trickier to find decaf coffee pods. So I got these. First of all, they come in the cutest, most aesthetically pleasing packaging. Love that. And they're decaf coffee pods, organic and espresso compatible pods. This is actually my second refill of these because once you buy the tin you can then buy the refills, and the great thing about them too is that they're compostable, so they're all like natural and decomposable. They're not made of plastic or anything that doesn't break down, so all of that is good in my book. And you know what, it's pretty amazing coffee. Grind is a great little coffee shop. I think they started in Shoreditch and they have a few around the city, but I really like it there, so I'm really happy to support them and buy their coffee, and it's, you know, it's great coffee. So into that I have been adding a little extra recently. I talked about this before in a vlog a little while ago, and this is from Bar and it's their Ashwaganda. This is one of their elixirs that they do, which is basically like a powder form that you can mix into drinks, smoothies, on top of salads, you know, anything you can really hide a powder in. So ashwagandha is an adaptogen, and it basically, one of the main benefits of it is to help manage stress levels. It kind of brings you up or brings you down depending on what you need. And you know, I thought I'd try it because my stress levels, as I'm sure with everybody else's, have been kind of skyrocketing recently, and for quite a while before actually. Stress is always something that I find hard to manage and deal with. So I thought I'd give it a go. And you know what, again, I don't know if it's a placebo effect, but considering the climate we're in right now, my stress levels really aren't too bad. They're definitely very manageable. There's times when it peaks, but I feel like setting myself up with this in the morning has really helped. Regardless of actually what it's doing for me now, it's become a staple in the morning. So first things first, when I have my coffee, I will pour a little scoop of that in and drink it, and I really do feel like it's helping. So once I've had my coffee, maybe sat outside in the sun for a little bit, played with the dog, I'll start getting ready, I'll have a shower. So I've got a few little skincare bits to mention here. Now, I kind of was debating whether or not I should talk about this because it's probably one of the most age-old beauty tips. Everybody knows about this, you know, it's not really worth mentioning, but I did wonder how many of you actually do it, or if it's something you own. So this is a body brush. You would have all seen these on your mum's bathroom cabinets while you were growing up. Everybody, I'm sure, has one of these stuck in the back of a cupboard somewhere. I always see this as a bit of a chore, but honestly, the benefits of body brushing are just beyond. It's so great for circulation. It's, you know, brushing your lymphatic system and draining it. It makes your skin incredibly soft. Honestly, you can exfoliate, you can do all of that jazz in the shower, but body brushing beforehand will just give you the smoothest baby soft skin. And it's just really invigorating in the morning when you're feeling a bit like, oh, slumped, still half asleep, and you're, you know, getting in the shower to wake yourself up. This beforehand, it really does the job too. So I've been using this now, you know, as often as I can. I even set it on my habit tracking app to try and remember to do it. So I feel like that's been helping too. But every morning before I get in the shower, on dry skin, I will just brush all the way. I start usually from my feet, up my legs, always brushing towards your heart. So when I remember to do it, that is a favorite in my routine. While we're on the subject of body care as well, I mentioned, I think it was in my skincare, my self-care video, that I really wanted to keep up moisturizing my skin, particularly on my body, because it just feels so dry and lizardy and ugh. One of my favorite body lotions is this. I've mentioned this quite a few times before. I just love the scent of this. It's from Another Stories, and it's their Sardonyx Fire body lotion, which is dark amber, wild vanilla, and a hint of bloom. Something about this just stays on your skin for so long. It's a really like musky but also fresh and a little bit floral scent. It's beautiful. I really wish I could find the fragrance that goes alongside this, because with all Another Stories fragrance ranges, they have like a body lotion, a scrub, a hand lotion, all in the same scent. So when you find one that you like, you can just literally douse yourself in it. And actually, I don't know that I'd need a perfume, because when I wear this, because it is a fragrance body lotion, it lingers for so long. The smell really stays, and even when I'm putting like a jumper on and I, you know, wear it a few days later, I can still smell that gorgeous scent on it. So definitely a really long lasting fragrance body lotion wise. So with my facial skincare as well, I've been trying to use very moisturizing, very hydrating products. I've switched out my cleanser to the Ordinary's Squalane cleanser. Kind of a combination of lots of my favorite types of cleansers. So it almost comes out like a gel, but it's very oil based. It's like a liquid balm, which is great because sometimes, you know, I don't like scraping my fingers around in a pot to get a balm out, whereas this you can just literally squeeze it onto your hands, the perfect amount. It really, really breaks down makeup, but also feels very, very soothing in the morning when I'm just cleansing my skin. And it emulsifies perfectly too. You just add a little bit of water and it turns really milky, and this very thick, very nourishing feeling balm just kind of melts away so easily. And then I take the excess off with a damp cloth. And that to me is just everything on my list ticked off. And The Ordinary is such an affordable skincare brand. I always kind of get a surprise whenever I go to look up their products at how reasonably priced they are. An extra step that I have actually added to my skincare routine morning and evening have been these Elemis Cellular Recovery Skin Bliss capsules. I started to feel a little bit guilty about using these every day, and then I kind of reined myself in and I thought, you know what, you've got a ton of skincare. You should be using it, and these are amazing. So they're in little capsule form. You've got the green ones for the evening and the pink ones for the day. The pink ones smell like rose and they are heavenly, and the green ones are, I want to say like lavender scented, really soothing for when you're about to go to bed. They're basically a really rich oil, and sometimes I find I can, you know, go a little bit overboard with oils, so it's nice that they're in these really measured little capsule forms. They're antioxidant, they're anti-aging, and I do find, because I've not really been wearing makeup a lot while I've been at home, unless I'm filming or on camera, that my skin does get a lot dry throughout the day when I don't have makeup on, which is kind of very strange to me. I don't quite understand how that works. But when I'm wearing this in the morning, it keeps my skin nourished all day long, and in the evening as well, it really just puts that boost back in while I'm sleeping. So those have been a new addition. After that, it's time to get dressed. I had all these visions of wearing new outfits every day, taking loads of photos in mirrors, just creating a lot of different like outfit content. But honestly, every time that I get out of the shower, dry myself off and open a drawer, all I want to pick out is loungewear, and I know I'm not alone in that. So I've already actually done a loungewear video with some of my favorites in. It was a loungewear haul, which I will link up here for you guys to go and watch. That was actually kind of predominantly cotton jogger based, because they are some of the comfiest things to wear and some of my favorites. But I actually have a set here that I've been wearing a lot, and it's just very nice. It feels kind of like grown-up loungewear. This is my fancy set of around the house wear. And actually when I get dressed in the morning and, you know, properly make sure I'm ready for the day, instead of kind of working from my pajamas for a bit and not really have that decisive like now I'm going to work moment, slipping into these really does make a difference. So basically they're just a matching set from Zara. They're actually knitted, and I feel like these knitted types of joggers and loungewear are a little bit more special and they feel really nice to wear. So these are just a very basic cuffed jogger. I do like a cuffed jogger. Really nice like taupey brown colour. They've got a little tie, and they're actually very flattering considering, you know, there's not a lot of structure or anything to them. They feel really nice to wear, and I think they look good too. And then they have this hoodie. It's actually a really great hoodie. I don't really have any knitted hoodies like this. Same colour, same material. I got this in a medium, so for me it's kind of true to size. It's not really oversized and big, but I kind of like that. I like that it's a bit more of a streamlined one. There's not too much excess material everywhere. And honestly, I'm kind of pondering having a look on the Zara site and seeing if they have a few more colours, because I know I definitely saw a grey one and I feel like there might be a cream one too. So knowing how much I've worn that and having washed it now and it coming up really well, I will definitely be looking into a couple more of those, because it's surprising how much loungewear I'm actually going through now. It really is quite shocking. So I've very much been neglecting my shoes recently. I haven't been going outside unless it's to shop for essentials or walk the dog. So it's pretty much just been the same pair of trainers grabbed over and over again. I even went into my shoe cupboard to visit them the other day and said hello, because I miss them all very much. But honestly, the only thing I've been wearing on my feet while I'm in the house, because we do mostly have wooden and tiled floors around the flat, which can get a bit chilly, are these. I cannot recommend enough investing in a good pair of slippers. I've had these for so long now that they're probably in need of a little TLC and maybe a quick rinse around the washing machine, but they look so good still. They are in such good condition. I never thought I'd be a slip-on kind of gal, but I have been absolutely converted to the slip-on slipper life. Although your toes and your ankles are hanging out and you'd think, you know what, that would never work, that wouldn't keep me cozy, they really are so comfortable, so good to walk in, so soft and cozy, to the point that now, because I'm not wearing them, my feet actually feel naked. Like, I feel like I need them on. So my next set of favourites are kind of things that have been sitting on my desk, things that I've been reaching for a lot throughout the day while I'm just working on my laptop. Most essential here are a good pair of headphones. Obviously now that Joe has been working from home and we've been working in the same room, which surprisingly hasn't gone too badly. I feel like a lot of people are experiencing working with their other halves for the first time, and it's either, you know, an absolute nightmarish experience and divorces on the cards, or it's surprisingly actually gelling and not going too bad. I feel like we are definitely the latter of those two, thankfully, but it's still nice to be able to just like switch off, be in your own space, listen to what you need to listen to. And I've had these headphones for such a long time now, and they are so essential to my everyday routines. I wear these when I run, I wear them at the gym, and now I wear them around the house all the time. So these are from Bose. I don't know the exact model name of them, but they're wireless Bluetooth headphones. Just the wireless factor alone is the most important part. I don't think until you actually try a pair of wireless headphones that you realise how much more freedom of movement you have, and all the other things that you can do. Also, these are noise cancelling, which is such a gift. I'd never experienced proper noise cancelling headphones until I got these, and it is just beautiful. I can sit on the tube wearing these and not hear a thing. And we all know how loud and noisy and just like jarring that situation can be. So I always make sure I'm wearing these then. They're just an awesome, awesome pair of headphones, and I really couldn't be without those. So also on my desk, very essential throughout the day. Probably not doing this enough, which is indicated by my dry skin, but drinking water. This is the bottle that I fill up every day and try to drink from. I think I measured this and it was something like 700, 800 mils. So I try to get about 4 of these a day. And I know that if I've done that, I'll feel good and I'll feel fine. I actually really like this water bottle. It's one from Urban Outfitters too. It's got these little planty bits on it, and it's glass as well. I feel so much more comfortable drinking out of a glass water bottle. No plastics involved. Hand cream is another really important thing that I try and keep nearby throughout the day. I don't really have a preference on hand creams. I've not yet found one that's kind of like the absolute one, but this is really nice. It's from Diptyque and it's actually a hand balm. I do always prefer maybe a hand balm over a cream because I feel like it works a little bit better. It's more moisturizing. Packaging of this one is also very cute, but I'm nearly out of it because it's quite a small one. So that's been nearby, and I've been trying to use that every time I wash my hands because they're really getting quite dry at the moment. And then a couple of other things that I did just pick up off of my desk that I've been hanging around are some hair accessories. A lot of the time when I'm sort of leaning over and looking at my screen, I cannot stand having hair in my face. It really annoys me. And I'll usually kind of do the tuck and put it behind my ears, but even then it's just, you know, it's not enough. So these two are actually just a couple of really nice hair accessories. They're both from Arket. I've been loving Arket's hair accessories recently. They're so nice. So this is a scrunchie. All about the scrunchie life. This is featured in so many of my videos recently. It's been in my ASMR video. It's been in a few, but it's a really simple satin black scrunchie from Arket, which I just love. It makes me happy when I wear it. And I also have one of these little crocodile clips. I've been loving that big, huge tortoiseshell crocodile clip from Arket that I've been wearing in my hair recently. But this is kind of like its baby sister. This is a kind of little mini edition, which is very sweet, and this is my fringe clip. So I basically just do this, which looks ridiculous, but there is no hair on my face and it feels so good. So that, you know, I just throw on while I've been working, and it's very important to me. So at the end of the day, when it comes to winding down and, you know, just getting ready for bed, having some time off from whatever work you may be doing, whatever situation you may be in, I've actually been finding it quite difficult to do some of my normal things. For instance, get into a TV series or read a book. I just can't seem to sit there and zone out enough to concentrate on things like that. I can just chuck Friends on, or we've actually been watching Modern Family at the moment, you know, in the background where we're having dinner, and that is absolutely fine for me. Something about that just keeps me a bit more engaged and I can zone my brain out to it. But other than that, I've found it quite hard to do some of the normal things that I like to do. One thing that I have kind of got into and rediscovered recently is playing games. I know everybody has gone a little bit Animal Crossing crazy recently, but for me, this is my number one. This is such a throwback to my childhood. I used to play Spyro on the PS1 when I was like 13 years old with terrible graphics, and you know, just I could never get past the first couple of levels, but they remastered it recently, I'm not sure when, and it's now on PS4. There's 3 different games in here. I have spent probably far too many hours on this, and it is the best thing to just switch your mind off and get into. I think something about it being more interactive because you're actually playing it and not just watching really engages you, and you know, I can spend hours doing this and completely forget where I am and be oblivious to the world, and I think that is a very important thing to be able to do right now. This game is so relaxing too. I feel like it is a bit like Animal Crossing in that you can just, you know, wander around in a field with some ambient music going on in the background, collecting gems, flying around where you want. I'm sure you've all played Spyro before, and if not, what were you doing 15 years ago? So I try and get, you know, an hour or so of that in the evenings, and it feels really good. Also, we've been cooking most of our meals from scratch. We've not been obviously going out or ordering a lot, and I've really been enjoying it. I love cooking. Most of the time, the reasons I don't do it is because I don't have the time, or I'm feeling lazy, but actually having to force yourself to cook and maybe to make things that you're not used to because you've only got a certain set of ingredients is really nice to do in the evenings. This has been one of my favorite books to cook from because it's so simple. This is the Green Roasting Tin, which is vegan and vegetarian one dish dinners, and that is what I love about it the most, because you don't need to do barely any washing up. You just put everything in one dish and that is it. And there's some really great things in here. I haven't tried many of them, but there's so many different like one tray dishes. There's quick ones, there's like a medium, ones that take a little bit longer, which have a bit more prep time. We made, what did we make from this a few nights ago? This one here, the courgette, asparagus and goat's cheese tart, except we didn't have asparagus or goat's cheese, so we just swapped them out. I think we used broccoli and some feta, but did everything else the same, and it was so good. So it's really easy to kind of just customize the recipes to how you want them. I really enjoyed that. We also had it for lunch the next day, so yeah, that has been really handy in the kitchen recently. And then the two final things that I kind of reach for in the evenings, things that are helping me relax when it comes to getting into bed and really winding down and being able to sleep. Sleep is the thing that I struggle with the most, so I'm always on the lookout for things that are going to help with that. I've talked about these a little bit before, but I will just mention them again because they have been really helpful these last couple of weeks. This first one is from Indie Lee, and it is a body oil. It's a sleep body oil. Sometimes I'll have an extra shower in the evening if I just feel like I really need to relax. I'll turn that thing on to the hottest possible temperature it can go, and just like decompress underneath the water. And it's so nice to then get out and absolutely just slather yourself in body oil. And this one is very lavender and sleepy scented. It's so nice, and so nourishing as well. So it's again really good for moisturizing my body, but also just kind of gets me in that frame of mind to relax and wind down. And then the other little essential for my nighttime routine is from Susanne Kaufmann. It's the pillow spray. I love a pillow spray so much, and I've tried my fair share. And this one I've been using for the last couple of weeks. Really like it. This one is a very basic but very strong lavender scent. So relaxing, so nice to just do a couple of sprays because that's literally all you need onto your pillow, inhale it, and then just like fall into this fluffy cloud of sleepy lavendery spray with your lavender body oil on, and you know, hopefully sleep will come. Again, it's one of those things that is just so much part of my routine now that it's maybe more of a placebo effect. I know I have to do this and this to go to bed, but it's a nice little thing to do at the end of the day. So that's it. Those are all my March favorites. Those are all the things that I use while I'm at home that make my day a little bit better. So I hope you've enjoyed this slightly different style of favorites videos. I'll link everything down below if I can find it all. And I'd love to know what your favorite working from home or being at home essential is at the moment, because I'm sure I am not the only one that's kind of got myself into some routines and had some things that are really important for my day. So let me know, leave me a comment down below. And that is it for me today. I will see you guys again on Monday for another video. I hope you all have a great weekend. Lots of love to all of you, and I will see you all soon. Bye.